At 26 years old, Emily was known for her bold style and vibrant personality. She had a knack for turning heads wherever she went, and she enjoyed expressing herself through her clothing. Leather jackets, high boots, and figure-hugging dresses filled her wardrobe, each piece carefully chosen to reflect her confidence and individuality. Her long, cascading hair was her crowning glory, a source of pride and a symbol of her independence. Emily's boyfriend, Jack, was a 28-year-old architect. He was kind and thoughtful, but his traditional values often clashed with Emily's modern, free-spirited approach to life. They loved each other deeply, but their relationship was often fraught with arguments about Emily's appearance. Jack thought her outfits were too revealing, often accusing her of dressing provocatively to attract attention. "Why do you have to wear that?" he'd ask, gesturing at her leather skirt or fitted top. "It's not appropriate." Emily would roll her eyes. "Jack, I dress this way because I like it. It's who I am." "It's too much," he'd insist, his tone tinged with jealousy. "People stare at you." "Let them stare," she'd reply, refusing to let his insecurities dictate her choices. Another point of contention was her hair. Jack often suggested she cut it short, claiming it would look more mature and professional. But Emily loved her long hair. She'd spent years growing and caring for it, and the thought of cutting it made her shudder. One evening, Emily got ready to meet her friends for dinner. She chose a leather mini dress with a pair of heeled boots, her hair styled in loose waves. As she grabbed her purse, Jack frowned. "Are you really going out like that?" he asked. Emily sighed. "Jack, we've been over this. I like how I look, and I'm not changing for anyone." "It's not just about you," he said. "It reflects on me too. People will think—" "Think what?" she interrupted, her voice rising. "That I'm confident? That I have my own style? You need to stop being so controlling." Their argument escalated, and Emily stormed out, slamming the door behind her. She spent the evening venting to her friends, who assured her she had every right to dress as she pleased. But when she returned home, she found Jack waiting for her, his expression dark. "We need to talk," he said firmly. "This can't keep happening." "What are you talking about?" Emily asked, wary of his tone. Jack gestured toward her wardrobe. "This. All of this. It's too much. I've made a decision. You're going to start dressing normally." Emily stared at him, incredulous. "Excuse me? You don't get to decide how I dress." "I've already taken care of it," he said, opening the closet to reveal that most of her clothes were gone. "What did you do?" she demanded, her voice shaking. "I donated them," he said calmly. "You'll get new clothes, more appropriate ones." Emily felt a surge of anger and disbelief. "You had no right!" "It's for the best," Jack insisted. "And tomorrow we're going to the hairdresser. You'll see. A shorter style will look great on you." "I'm not cutting my hair," Emily said, crossing her arms. Jack's tone hardened. "You're going. End of discussion." The next day, after hours of arguing and Jack's relentless insistence, Emily reluctantly agreed to go to the salon. She felt defeated as she sat in the stylist's chair, her reflection in the mirror a reminder of the control she was losing. When the stylist asked how much to cut, Emily said firmly, "Just a little shorter, not too much." The stylist nodded, but as she picked up the scissors, Jack interjected. "No, make it shorter, much shorter." Emily shot him a glare. "That's not what I want." Jack leaned in, his voice low. "Trust me, you'll thank me later." Before Emily could protest further, the stylist hesitated, looking between the two of them. Finally, she sighed and reached for the clippers. The sound of the buzzing razor filled the room, and Emily's heart sank as she felt the first pass against her scalp. Long locks of hair tumbled to the floor, and tears streamed down her face. "Stop," she whispered, but it was too late. The stylist continued, and within minutes, Emily's head was completely bald. She stared at her reflection, barely recognizing herself. Her once proud hair was gone, and with it, a part of her identity. She turned to Jack, her voice trembling with anger. "How could you do this to me?" "You look beautiful," he said, smiling as if he'd done her a favor. Emily didn't respond. She grabbed her purse and stormed out of the salon, tears blurring her vision. When she got home, she packed a bag and left. Jack tried to stop her, but she pushed past him. "We're done," she said, her voice firm despite her tears. "You don't get to control me anymore." In the weeks that followed, Emily began to rebuild her life. She bought new clothes, ones that made her feel like herself again. She embraced her bald look, turning it into a symbol of her resilience and independence. Friends and family rallied around her, reminding her of her strength and worth. Eventually, Emily realized that losing her hair wasn't the end of the world. It was a new beginning. She reflected on the pain and control she had endured, using it as a reminder to set boundaries and stand firm in her identity. She started attending self-empowerment workshops and even began mentoring younger women who faced similar struggles. Emily's transformation became a source of inspiration for those around her. People admired her bravery, not only for embracing her bald look, but for walking away from a relationship that had stifled her spirit. The experience taught her an invaluable lesson. She was the only one who could define her identity, and she would never let anyone take that away from her again. Months later, Emily's confidence had reached new heights. She started exploring bold fashion choices that complemented her bald look, often turning heads in the best way possible. The very thing Jack had tried to take from her became her greatest strength. Her story became a testament to resilience, reminding everyone that true beauty lies in self-acceptance and the courage to stand up for oneself.